Hi, my friends. I think this is crooked. Okay. Today, we're going to be talking about star seeds. Star seeds are old souls who come from different planets, galaxies, and other realms of existence. What distinguishes star seeds from us is the level of advancement that they're at. Starseeds are light years ahead in terms of evolution and consciousness, but specifically evolution of technology and science. And what starseeds do is they come into the planet Earth to assist humanity and the planet in the shift in consciousness in its own evolution. Now, the majority of star seeds are benevolent. They're not all benevolent, but for the purpose of today, I'm going to be talking about the benevolent star seeds because those are the ones that we're going to be focusing on today. Because the idea is for you to be able to find yourself in one type of star seed. Now, star seeds are here to help. And even the ones that aren't here to help, they really don't bother much, especially when people are awakened. You can feel the negativity and the low vibrating energy, the low vibrating vibes, so you can repel those people. Okay? Star seeds choose to have a human experience to help humanity. Starseeds are residents of higher dimensions that specifically incarnate into a human physical experience with the intention to help raise the collective consciousness of humanity. Those that identify with the term starseed are not immune to the human experience in any way. They still have their own trials and tribulations, their own life challenges, along with their own karma and healing journey that needs to be completed, as well as unique overarching themes that are specific for their own spiritual growth and spiritual journey. There are many star seeds here at this time in the planet. So this is not a special, club. All people need to do to be able to identify whether or not they feel like they are a star seed is to look within and examine whether they feel a very strong mission, a very strong purpose towards being able to help the earth as well as raise the collective consciousness. So this is not exhaustive, but it's going to give you some of the top signs of what a starseed is. Okay. Now the first sign of starseed, probably the most popular one of all, is that you don't belong, that you're here. And this is what I hear the most when I talk to people, that they feel like they don't belong. A lot of star seeds that I've been in contact with, this is the number one thing that they say, feeling being out of place, like they don't fit, that they feel like they don't belong. They actually feel like outsiders, even in their own family. Even sometimes they feel like the black sheep of the family. They are completely different sometimes from the rest of their siblings and their parents. A lot of time they don't even look like their families. And this is normal because when you're a star seeds, you're actually not from here, right? So having that sensation of not belonging is really, really common. Many of them also feel kind of homesick even when they're home. Another sign is a discomfort in your own body. A lot of the times they don't feel comfortable in their own avatar. And I'm not talking about physical discomfort. It's like something is off. This often happens when they haven't had a lot of incarnations in human form. And remember that other realms have a higher vibration from our 3D reality. So this feeling of discomfort is because the 3D is very dense. So if they are used to feeling lighter all around, when they come to this incarnation in the 3D, it feels kind of uncomfortable. And it's not something that you can put your finger on. It's just an overall discomfort. When a star seeds awaken, they can change very quickly. They can shift and change their energy much faster than a non-star seeds. They go through a process of ascension and acceleration that is so much faster than any other regular person. And that's precisely because the star seeds comes already imbued with a very accelerated energy system. When they awaken and find out that they are star seeds, then they transform, the transformation goes even faster. That actually happened to me. When I first heard the term starseed, I immediately knew that it was me. But when I heard Lemuria, everything started to change very quickly. All my abilities, they shoot up through the roof. I did not notice while it was happening, but in hindsight, it was very clear to me, the acceleration. Another sign is memories of other planets. Sometimes starseeds can be meditating and have clear visions, or actually, dreams, or in the awakened state. They can see very detailed, very a lot of details of different planets, and the different places where they've been, that are totally completely different from the planet Earth. So this is very common too. If you tell a person, I'll tell you a personal story. The first time I heard the term starseed, it triggered something in me. I don't know if I'm able to describe it better than the fact that it was something that I knew that I needed to learn more about. So I became kind of obsessed with Googling the term starseed and finding YouTube videos about it. And this was before TikTok, so I didn't go down that rabbit hole, thank goodness. Anyhow, all the information I found was like, okay, but left me feeling like there was more. Even all the descriptions of the different star seeds, I was like, yeah, that can be, or the other, but I don't know. It was like, like I knew I needed to find out more. Then one day I was listening to a YouTube video, and the person said Lemuria. And it was the first time I've ever heard that. And I remember exactly the moment it happened. I was cleaning my bathroom, not very glamorous, just stuff that you have to do. And she said Lemuria, and I stopped. And it was like almost frozen in time. Those times in life when you remember exactly when 9/11 happened, or Princess Diana died, or those moments in time that you remember exactly where you were, who you were with, what you were doing, everything. It's like frozen in your brain. It was like that. And I heard myself say it out loud. That's it. And then she started giving a description of a Lemurian, and it was like she was describing me. It was crazy. Then I started looking for more videos specifically about Lemuria, and I found one that discussed the technology that Lemuria had developed. And um, it was like a deja vu. I could not explain to you, even right now, what that technology is. But as she was describing it, I could picture it in my head, and I could recognize everything. it's like when somebody asks you something and you know exactly what they're talking about. But if they ask you before, they they said something you didn't really know. Something like that. Anyhow, um, star seeds, sometimes when in meditation or in dreams, or sometimes in just regular walking day life, they can remember or they can see details where they come from. Um, Places completely different from the planet or even the galaxy. Another common sign that I hear a lot is that when they were children, they were always looking up at the sky. It was like this um fascination, being alone, being a loner, and just looking through the window at the sky, specifically at the night sky, and looking at the stars. This fascination of always looking at the stars. A lot of star seeds are astrologers, or they really love astrology. So that's another sign. So if that has happened to you, especially as a child, that's another sign that you're a star seed. Another sign is being very sensitive. The majority of star seeds, as we know, are empath or HSPs, which is highly sensitive people. They have to be sensitive, and they come prepared to be empaths or HSPs because their sensitivity can then help them with the transition of all the things they're trying to help down here on planet Earth. So if you're an empath or an HSP, that's another sign. Then the sense of purpose. The majority of star seeds are here to help humanity. And so they have a really, really, really strong sense of purpose. And that sense of purpose will drive their whole lives, especially when a star seed awakens. They'll start going after that purpose, walking towards their life purpose and their mission with a lot more intention and like really focused in, like honed in. And let me tell you how many times the first thing that people tell me when we start talking on the DMs is, I want to find my purpose. I know that I need to be doing something bigger than what I'm doing right now, or something, to that effect. So many people tell me that. And it's because they're programmed to be down here helping. And so that mission and that purpose will always drive them, whether they're awake or not. Of course, if you're talking to me through the DM, you're in that awaken process. But especially when they're awakened, their sense of purpose increases even more. Star seeds very frequently will feel like an old soul. They feel like they've been around the block quite a few times, and they are really intelligent. Yes. They have a lot of wisdom. Yes. Wisdom that goes beyond their years. And we see that more, I mean, because a grown person have some experiences, but you see nowadays a lot of children that I have children that I teach tarot, mediumship, and things like that. I have a 10-year-old, I have a 6-year-old that I teach, not my children, that I teach. And they have this feeling about them that they sometimes the things that come out of their mouth, it's like, what? So it's more noticeable in children that they have like this old soul, like they know so much more than they should, given their years. And this is because they come from more advanced civilizations. And they have incarnated so many times, so different realities, and in so many places of existence. And so they have this being an old soul feeling. Okay. And the last one is seeking to expand. So a star seed is constantly expanding because their energy moves so quickly. They grow so quickly because they expand quickly. Okay. They're constantly looking to learn. A very common trait of a star seed is being a lifelong voracious student. They love to learn new things. They love to expand. They love to grow. They love to develop themselves. This drive to expand is very, very imbued in a star seed. All right. So species of star seeds. Now there's hundreds, maybe thousands, probably thousands of star seeds. So I'm just going to name a few, okay? The more common that we hear about, okay? Star seeds, like humans cannot say, none of us can say that they come 100% from one place, right? Because we have migrated so much that we're not only from one place. When we say, for example, someone is from Puerto Rico, we know based on the history of Puerto Rico that we had an indigenous people in the island called the Taínos. And when the Spaniards came to the island, and with them, they brought people from Africa, and they all mixed together, right? So a Puerto Rican is going to have at least that genetic mix. So, of course, I'm Puerto Rican, and and so I could say that I am also from Africa, and I'm also from Spain. So I identify as Puerto Rican because my four grandparents, my parents, and myself were all born in the island. So I say that I'm Puerto Rican, but I could identify and all three, and I will still be right. So in the same way, many starseeds species migrated at different points for different reasons. Sometimes because planets were dying, so entire species had to move. But if we're also taking into consideration different incarnations, we all have lived in different places on the earth. We have been different races. We have been into different planets. So there are some physical traits like we have today in this incarnation, but there's always going to be a place where we felt more comfortable for whatever reason. Why? Who knows? But I am 100% sure that I have incarnated in many planets, but for some reason, Lemuria just feels like home. Okay. So whatever species of starseed calls to you belongs to you, which does not mean that you have not been in other planets and been from other species. So you'll find some of you in a lot of these, but one will kind of feel more homey than the others, and that's normal. Okay. All right, Orion starseed. It comes from the Orion constellation. They're scientific beings. You'll be interested in and intrigued in all things science, chemistry, astronomy, genetics, what have you. Very intelligent and mostly driven by mental things, by your brain things. Mental, but not emotional. They're here to learn about how to love and experience emotions, okay? Because they're different from that. So that's what they're here to learn. They have a great sense of humor, and they can be like the life of the party. Arcturians are a type of star seed from the star Arcturus, a red giant located in the Boots constellation. They're great public speakers, leaders in their community and workplaces, highly passionate about technology, don't fear death, sometimes comes off as arrogant or having a big ego. Let's move on. Palladians. There's so many Palladians out there. Are a type of star seeds from the Pleiades star system. The Pleiades consist of many stars, but in particular, 7 very bright stars. You will see several oracle cards, for example, referring to the 7 sisters, and that's referring to those 7 stars. All right. These people are gentle in nature and meek mannerisms, soft-spoken and polite. They're very humanitarians. They're very empathic, and they feel and take on others' energies. Sometimes they can transmute those energies when they are in alignment. Often they're very tall, slender, with blonde hair and blue eyes, but this may vary, as we discussed before, and may have Northern European ancestry. Now, the Draconian star seeds are from the Draco constellation. Draco means dragon. Therefore, many Draconian star seeds are linked to dragons and reptiles of various kinds. Some of these include the Greys and the reptilians. They're drawn to science, math, and technology. They're a leader in their fields and their communities. They don't take kindly authority higher than themselves. When they're not in alignment, can be very money hungry and manipulative. When in alignment, and from a higher dimension, want to unite people and works towards a common goal. Now there's Syrian starseeds, ancient Egypt, oh my God, ancient Egypt and African tribes and other people have legends and connections with the star series, and with very good reason. It's the brightest star in the night sky. They're drawn to lost civilizations and Asian cultures. They're very drawn to the star system of Sirius. They have a love for canines, dogs, wolves, and other kind of canines. And they're kind of the salt of the earth kind of people, very spiritual individuals. They also embrace the ways of the earth. They even need heal and are hard to get angry. They don't express their emotions well. They have a hard time with communication in relationships and may seem to be a little closed off. Now the Lemurians. Lemuria was a land prospering with advanced technologies and culture. They are said to be the most committed to innovation during their time. Lemurian star seeds are believed to originate from the lost civilization of Lemuria. Lemurians are nature lovers with a strong connection to Earth. They are souls who have reincarnated from the advanced land of Lemuria, once existing in the Pacific Ocean. When they came to the earth, they settled in a land in the Pacific Ocean that since have sunk, like 84 billion years ago. Lemurians possess a deep sense of nostalgia for lost paradise and the desire to create a more harmonious relationship between humanity and nature. Lemurians are drawn to anything that allows them to connect with the earth energy. Some people say that after Lemuria disappeared, the people migrated to the depth of Mount Shasta, and and work there, still living there today or in Georgia. Let me know if you have any questions about this. If you find yourself, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video.